All right. Now let's get started. I started without everybody. I posted the risk disclosure. Let's do a brief audio and video check. Oh, man. How's everybody doing? Doom, how are you? How's everybody? Doing good? Audio's good? Visual's good? We're all good? I'm feeling not feeling my best. Not feeling my best. Sounds great. Looks great. Okay, let's do this again. Let me do this again. There's our top step risk disclosure. As always, welcome to Slow Markets. There's that risk disclosure in the YouTube chat for educational and video purposes only. Educational and I've been hit one too many times in the head today. Educational purposes only. It's not financial advice. All right. I'm all good. All good. Oh, what a day. What a day so far. Jay will be here. He's just a tad bit late. I believe he's packing for his trip. I'm going to be doing and hosting some of the At the Buzzer. So that's going to be fun. Yep. He's stopping in, though. Don't worry. If you miss him, he will be here. Yeah, I gotta lock in. I gotta focus. We got these markets. If you caught any of that power hour today, I had an amazing call. It's just I closed it out. I had the right stop loss. I'll talk about it a little bit. Nick Doby. If it was only minis, right? Whenever your good trades were if you only they were minis. I had the right call. Let's look at that real quick. This is a daily chart, and we have been in consolidation all month. Basically since the beginning of the month. We've been consolidating up from these 23,100s down to these 22,800s. Like that's it. Nothing's really changed. So when we zoom into an hourly chart, my read was correct, but I closed it out early, and obviously this little sell-off didn't happen until later. But I was looking at this as a nice level of resistance. Doby, you're in the chat. You could confirm. I was looking at this as resistance, and I was looking for us to at least hold this. So I entered into a short at, 72. My stop loss was at 110. 23,110, and I was looking for this market to return back into these 20s. Well, it played out, but it's that one thing. Just ran out of time. That's all that happened, right? It worked. I ended up closing off for like minus $500, but we did reject again up at these 23,000 level, 23,080s, 90s. And now my next question is, where do we go from here? We're right in the middle now. There's no decision for me. I'm looking at this hourly chart, and there really is not a decision to be made for me and the way that I view these markets. I mean, we rejected these highs. Do we go back down to these lows again? I don't know. We're right in the middle, right? Do we go back down to these lows after we rejected these highs? I mean, everyone's guess is as good as mine. I mean, you could just say typically we have to err on the side of going up and to the right because this is the NASDAQ and it's equities market, right? It's a basket of 100 stocks, of the tech stocks. So naturally it has a bid, but it's hard for me to say. So I'm just really going into this really neutral. Don't diddle in the middle. Anyway, that's all I'm really seeing tonight. And looking at this 5-minute chart, zooming in, 5-minute chart, there's that rejection. I shorted here. I had my stop loss up here. And sure enough, we pumped up, ran the stops at high of days, and right back down into this level I was targeting. Unfortunately, it didn't happen until after the fact. And now we're getting a nice bounce. It looks like we bounced, nice 20, 30 points from that level. And so if we do fail, if we do break down through these 20s, maybe we go back down and test these 970s, 960s. That could be a possibility. So if we break through these 20s, we break all the way back down to those 960s. Yeah, I can see that happening. Do we have any data and any news tonight? Let's look. Australia, I mean, is that going to affect it? Maybe, maybe not. We have Pepsi. That could, but I don't know if it's going to affect the NASDAQ, but we're starting to see more earnings, more earnings calls coming out. More earnings give us more in-depth about inflation. We have initial jobless claims. That could bring some volatility. Lots of Fed speakers. Obviously, headlines that can come out. So tomorrow is Thursday. Tonight's Thursday's price action. And then Friday, that's like nothing, right? U.S. housing starts. University of Michigan sentiment on Friday. But we have some more volatility maybe in store for tomorrow with all that and some Fed speakers. So all right, let's just see where we go for this. This is NASDAQ. Okay, let's take a look at gold. Let's take a look at gold. Gold. Do we buy gold? Do we buy gold? I'm tempted to buy gold. This is actually not too bad of a spot to get in here. I am going to keep getting in gold. Let's get into some gold. Let's make sure we're on the right one. I'm going to get into some gold here. We're gonna buy some gold tonight. Let's get into some gold. All right, there's one. Gonna have a little bit of a wide stop loss, and I might scale into a couple. To be honest, I might scale into a little bit. Let's start on the hourly chart. I'll show you what I'm looking for. We had that massive rally, complete sell-off, rejection, and now we're at this level of support. There's a level of support. This was resistance, and I'm just looking for this resistance to become support. I'm looking for a nice little bounce, a little bouncy bounce. Maybe we look to at least go test these 50s again, these mid to upper 50s. Maybe even we come up and test 59. So I don't mind getting. Let's actually get into a little bit bigger of a position. Let's get instead of 1 micro. Let's get into a few of them. Let's get into some more. I don't mind buying the gold. There we go. There's 3. Let's see what my overall risk is. So 3 micros. Risking 68 ticks. Let's make sure. I don't mind risking. Let's say $300. $300. Let's get into one more. One more. Actually, you know what? 2 more. Let's get 2 more. 2 more seems about right. I'm just going through, and while I'm getting into this, I'm watching my. You can see right there. So I'm seeing how much I'm risking. So I'm risking about $400 on this. So I'm okay with risking about $500. So 1 more. There we go. So that's about $500 for me. $500. And then my take profit's going to be up here at these 58s. So that's about a 1-to-1 risk reward. I'm fine with that. I like it. A 1-to-1 risk reward. 6 micros. Let's start to do some further analysis. And yeah, maybe I'm being a little impatient. We still have about 18 minutes until the top of the hour. So I might be a little bit impatient on this trade now that I'm thinking of it. And then let's zoom into a 5-minute chart. And I really like that we was rejecting those 47s. So maybe being more patient and waiting for better market structure would have been the right play. Waiting for this market to actually cross back up above 50. Let's see. Let's watch this. My stop loss is in a good spot. I like it below this wick. Let's see. Maybe we even have an opportunity to buy more. Put my entry at the stop. That's valid. That could be very valid, right? Stop loss is a good entry. That's such a probably what's going to happen. But let's see how this plays out. I might even decide to add. That'd give us an opportunity to add if we do start crossing above. But remember, man, I'm having a hard time here. I rest my my arms on my desk, and if you've ever boxed before, look at this. Look, I don't know if you can see that. Freaking hurts. This hurts, and it's on both of them. Like I don't know if you ever boxed. But when you're boxing, I did some more we did competitive boxing today. And when you're blocking, even though you might think you block the punch, it goes through and it cuts and it burns and it hurts. And then if anybody asks, why do I like frozen peas? See these frozen peas? Frozen peas. I was icing this. I don't know if you could tell. My lip's a bit swollen. You can see it? I don't know. Is it bad? I can't really tell on camera. Unless it's swollen. Yeah, I can't really tell. But I got buzzed up. I got pieced of what 24-year-old. Shout out to Braxton. As red as my shirt. No, you can't see anything. Okay, good. No. It still is fine. Man. Yeah. Over here just getting beat up. Hey, you know what? These markets pack a bigger punch than anybody else I've fought. These markets have a bigger punch. NASDAQ punches harder. Get my butt kicked from the frozen peas. It's all fun and game until the coach. Okay, let's get to some questions. While I watch this gold. See if we could find opportunity to build a bigger position here. With all these Trump tweets and now the rumor of a possible Powell fire attempt, does that make you think about position sizing? No. Nope. That's been kind of the story of this year, right? Ever since Donald Trump has been in office, it's been tariffs. He's been talking back and forth with Trump for a while. We just have to trade the price action in front of us. I don't really put that into my position sizing very much. Is my stop loss going to be a better entry, chat? Is that what's going to happen? Stop loss a better entry? Probably. Enter the buy with you. Enter the stop losses. If you're short, your short's working out pretty well. 19 ticks though. 18 ticks. Not so much. Stop loss is a magnet. Stop loss isn't always magnet. You posted. Okay. While we're waiting for Coach Jay to join us here in just 1 second, give me a thumbs up if you're ready, Jay. Whenever you're ready, just give me a thumbs up. I'm getting his video. Okay. Oh, he's good. You're good to go. Let's get you plugged in here. And Jay, how are you?
What's going on, man? Doing pretty good. How are you?
Good. I'm super sore, super beat up, but we are getting beat up by gold now. Gold doesn't hold its punches back. That's for sure.
Neither does the NASDAQ. I got my ass kicked today by the NASDAQ. I was long. Trump said he was going to fire Powell, or somebody said Trump was going to fire Powell, and fired my account. It didn't feel great, but we live to fight another day.
All right. Okay.
How we doing, chat?
How are you? How are you ready? Are you ready for your trip?
I'm about halfway there. I'm about halfway done. I think I'm just gonna go right after slow markets, finish packing everything. Had to go buy some shoes to make sure they look good with the suit. But I think I'm all good to go. Just need to put everything in a bag, make sure I'm not forgetting anything, and we'll be good. My flight's at 6 a.m., so I'll sleep on the flight.
Fair enough. And do you want to share your charts, or are you good?
You should have them in a second. There you go. Okay. Got them now.
Perfect. While we do that setup, do a hashtag slow markets. Everybody in the chat, you know the drill. There is the Twitter. If you want to do a hashtag slow markets, if it's a trade, if it's something, maybe you're short gold and making money while I am long and losing, tag me. You can tag me right there, and if it's good, I'll show it. Let's get your charts up and running, and then you can kind of show us what you're looking at, Coach Jay. Hopefully doing better than myself today and tonight. I've been on a bit of a winning streak, but this might be ending it. This might be ending it very soon. Let me get your charts here.
I was on a winning streak as well, and then today ended that. What am I looking at right now? You're short gold, or sorry, you're long gold, right?
I'm long gold from 49. I'm down $200. FVG, it's on Twitter. That's where I'm doing the hashtags, the hashtag slow market, or just tag me in there. Someone says it's never going to recover.
It's never, it's over. What am I looking at on the daily in gold here?
Let's
Where's
hear
your
it.
stop?
My stop is probably not wide enough. It's at 41.3.
I think that's okay. So
I have it
what I'm looking at
below
on the
that
daily here,
candlestick wick.
we have on the daily we have the 20 and the 50 moving average. They finally crossed for the first time this year. With the 20 crossing below the 50, but those are above where your stop is. So I would be looking at those moving averages, the 33.43, which is the 50 moving average, looking at that maybe as a potential support, maybe to buy off of there. But it looks a little heavy right now, but it's the first half, right?
Yeah, as soon as I got in, I was like, I might be probably too impatient, which it turns out I was. I looked at, as soon as I got in, I looked at the clock. I'm like, man, we still have like 15, 20 minutes until the top of the hour. And that's usually a better opportunity. And sure enough, I think that's what's happening. So I adjust my stop loss by just a couple ticks. My stop loss is at 33.40.9. And the top of the hour might be the play. Whereas if I was a little bit more patient, I could be getting in at like these 46, 47. Might be a lot better. But hey, I'm in it. I have my stop loss below that wick this morning in the New York session. And yeah, let's just go. Anything can happen.
Anything can definitely happen.
That's why we have a stop loss. If every single trade I entered never took any heat, I mean, I would not be here.
Right. Right. Yeah. Some of the best trades, you take some heat and you deal with it. Right. It doesn't stop you out. You realize that you chose that stop for a reason, and then you get the reward from it.
Nick in the chat says, "Dear Coach Dakota, how does one learn to trade the overnight session? How does it differ from regular trading hours?" Good question, Nick.
Great question.
You join slow markets. You watch slow markets every single night. But yeah, really, I try and go over this, but in reality, the major difference is it's slower. It doesn't move as fast. There's typically not a lot of news that affects these markets, and higher time frame analysis. Like instead of using a 5-minute and a 100 tick like I do in the New York session, I use a 1 hour and a 5-minute chart. So typically I just place trades and then let it run. Another good example would be smaller size and wider stops. Of course, if you're trading higher time frames, you would be trading smaller size and wider stops compared to smaller time frames where it's bigger size and smaller stops. Or I think I said that right. I should say it depends. It depends, Dobie. It depends. All right. Gold bouncing off those 46s. They must
Bouncing
be
off the
regular.
40s.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Looks good. We got a couple minutes to that potential volume spike. Did we get any news tonight? Any updates on the Fed situation?
Not that I seen. Chat, I don't think we got anything dramatic. William sees more investors hedging their exposure to the dollar, yada yada, and Australian data coming out tonight as well, but nothing too dramatic. Some Williams.
Gotcha. Sure, we'll hear more tomorrow. Saw some traders in the during at the buzzer today. They said they're going to go back to trading this time and trading London when all of us in the U.S. are sleeping, because less probability of Powell getting fired at 3:00 in the morning.
Hey, you never know though.
You never know.
It might just be like he's laying there in bed and just like decides to send out a tweet. You're fired. That could be it.
Here's a question I want to answer in the chat.
Yeah.
While this trade works out for you, there's a couple of questions actually I saw, but VT has one. How do you get over emotional stuff? Lost my XFAs near payout due to the Trump dump candle. What I'm going to say to that, VT, you're definitely probably emotional, right? You were close to getting a payout, but what in that could you have controlled, right? If your XFA was close to a payout, that means it had a decent balance in it. But where was your risk managed in that? Like unfortunately, we don't get to choose when somebody drops a headline and says, hey, Fed chair is going to get fired. But, and McLovin just put it, right? Were you over leveraged in that position? And it happens a lot, right? I've done it before, right? Where it's just like, oh yeah, I have an XFA, I'm building up a balance. And then the scaling plan says that I could trade more, but just because you can doesn't mean you should, right? Mm-hmm. Were you over leveraged in that position, and could you have prevented a catastrophic loss? Can you prevent Trump from tweeting something, or the Fed saying something, or somebody accidentally fat fingering 1,000 lot in the NASDAQ? And VT, there you go. You said oversized 3 minis, right? So that's what you control. Focus on what you can control. Unfortunately, things are going to happen.
I think 9 times out of 10, the answer is too big of size.
100%.
Like 9 times out of 10, whenever I read VIP chat, Discord chat, any of the chat, and really dive in depth, and sometimes it's in my trading too. It's like, what happened? It's too big a size. Too big a size. Why are you emotional on this trade? It's like, well, this is a big position, right? You're very emotional. So I could say that for most of the trades, it's too big of size. Should be in an account with 60K in the bare minimum. Are you referring to 3 minis? 60K for 3 minis? I hate July. It's the month I lose 2 months. If you do, size down. Don't even trade it. Some people just take a month off. I'm going to be honest. Like that's a real possibility. If you struggle, it's like, yeah, July's statistically over the past X amount of years, I don't like it. It's been summer doldrums. The volatility's low, and I'm a scalper, and it's just not worth my time. And so you don't trade. I do that. I probably should do it more often. Is where if these markets are not fitting your game plan, then just don't trade.
Somebody asked a follow up to that. Golfman says if it's an A+ setup, in the chat, we all probably have A+ setups that we look for every day. Who here has a A+ setup that's 100% win rate? I don't. What about you, Dakota? Your A+ setup, does it have 100% win rate?
Yeah.
It's called not trading?
It's called buy the dip, and then you just don't sell it. No stop loss. Buy the dip.
Right, on a longer time frame, a day trade A+ setup though.
Yeah, they don't happen,
story, right?
Man.
So the one time you over leverage could be the percentage of the time. You could have a 90% probability trade. You over leverage. There's still a 10% probability that trade doesn't work out, right? The outcome of each trade is 50-50 at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And a lot of times what happens is, Dakota, you were just saying, if you could take trades with no drawdown, you wouldn't be here.
Correct.
If you take your A+ setup, but you take it with too much size and the market just does a natural fluctuation, you could be trading your A+ setup, get stopped out right before the move happens. So it really is about the function of your account size. And again, I'm saying this as somebody who has done it, right? It's just like, oh yeah, this is the A+ setup. I'm going to go, throw a ton of size on it. Unfortunately, just doesn't work like that.
Yeah, and Mandy in the chat says 90 to 95%. I could see traders who are patient and they wait for some really good setups. They could have a high percentage.
For sure.
The problem is just when they lose 10 or the 5%, like how much are they losing? It's all about the risk. It's how much do you lose when you do take a loss compared to how much you win when you're winning. And then if you get in a losing streak, right, maybe you get 2-3 losses in a row, which is possible, even though you could have a win rate of 95%, you could still have a loss, 3 losses in a row. And it's just, are you still going to be able to trade for tomorrow? And most of the time the answer is no, for what I've seen in the prop firm world. Usually it's a reset or, a new evaluation account for a few bad days in a row, bad week.
How's this trade looking?
Trade for tomorrow. I mean, we're stuck at 46.7.
Kind of hanging out here.
Yeah, we still have about a minute and a half until the top of the hour, and down $150.
Not bad. Good risk management.
Yeah, 150. Yeah, Mandy did well in Power Hour.
Yeah.
Had some
Mandy
great
says she has a
scalps
90
today.
to 95% win rate. Mandy's different.
Mandy's different. That
That's
that high win
huge day
percentage
today.
scalping. We got a hashtag slow markets. Let's get. I have a, and then we could continue our conversation about day trading for a living, because I think that we could tie something onto that. So Andrew Benner, hashtag slow markets, is in fact short gold at 52 and in the money. Nice trade, Andrew. Short gold. It's working out. I like it. From my account to yours. That's what it looks like. Anyway, going back to that oversizing and trading for a living. I would have a hard time trading for a living if I was stressed out over every single trade. The fact that you can make a good living trading just one mini or even 5 micros, to be honest. Thoughts on that, Jay? About sizing and
I
being
might
able
be
to trade for a
taking a
living?
trade here. Hold on a second.
Yeah, gold's catching a bid. We're at
I might be
47.
selling crude oil here.
Let's take a look at yours.
Damn it, that was the trade. Greg, great call, Greg.
Oh, and it's gone.
Yeah, Greg in the chat was saying that we had some high volume here in crude oil. Under that volume could be a pretty good short. We are stopping right at VWAP right here. But yeah, I'm gonna put a limit to sell one at 89 in crude.
Someone says, Dakota, have I ever lost an account or reset due to a losing streak? I have not lost an account due to a losing streak. I've lost an account due to a horrible mistake on my end. Not waking up to an alarm. I took a $20,000 loss on a single trade because of slippage. So not due to a losing streak. I don't think I've ever lost an account due to a losing streak. It's usually been by one dramatic mistake. I've lost a few accounts when I started learning. I lost the one on the day trading, but usually it's just one big mistake that's like, oh crap. Losing streaks, I size down. I've been on a losing streak this year. It's easy to size down. Size down. That's the answer for losing streaks. It really is, until you get your crap together, and then you can size right back up. You're like, okay, I got my crap together. I'm trading well. We can now start to size up, and then just focus on those mistakes. What can go wrong will go wrong, even though if it's a black swan event, right?
I'm gonna cancel that offer. Let's see what happens here if we do get a bounce. I'll maybe just mark it into this trade, but cancel the offer for now. It was at 66.89. Just kind of watch this.
Okay. And I'm just watching gold hang around these 46s. I like that it's holding so far. So far, so good. I'm happy. We've made it past the top of the hour. We're 2 minutes past. Gold's still holding 46s. So,
top of the hour came.
Yeah, it's came and gone 2 minutes ago. So, if gold holds 46s, I'm a happy camper with this trade. I would be getting in. This is about where I would be getting in at. If I was not in my long already, I would be getting here in long at 46.5. It would be a better risk reward, and I would be in a much better position. So patience would have ended up to be a lot more beneficial in this situation.
Would you add to this trade at all?
Maybe. I like. You know what's funny is this describes me. I posted this an hour ago, Jay. We gotta see this one. This is what's happening in my gold trade. I posted this an hour ago. Is this not what just happened? Is happening in gold? Let's go. Let's
Hey,
go. Gold.
that's what happened to me in the Nasdaq today. I bought it. It just needed an unlimited stop loss and just more time. The market's trading higher than where I bought it.
Not yet.
It
Not for
just
me. I'm
it
still
took the
waiting for it
long
to
way.
come back.
It took the long way.
This is a long one. You can't lose if you don't if you don't close the trade.
Like,
Come on, gold.
if we had to bet 5 years from now, is gold going to be higher or lower than your average price right now? It's going to be higher. It's just going to take the long way.
That's a good point, Jay. That's a good point.
Unfortunately, we have to day trade it here, so that's why we manage risk.
Yeah, just have a stop loss. My stop loss is 0, and it's just a bad trade. It's an investment. This is investment now, chat. This is turning into a gold investment. Oh man. Let's see if we could. We failed through these 46s. We're still kind of just chopping around. This is the first 5 minutes at the top of the hour, so let's go. Been scalping longs on MNQ. Long ES. Okay. Story of my trading career. Doomlord. Dovey. Yeah. Let's go. Just hold it through this. And as soon as we're like one tick in profit, we start talking shit.
Is this Joan in the chat? Says, do we look at the tilt? I look at it more when I feel like I look at it more when I'm hosting Topstep TV and I'm not actively trading. But we can look at the tilt real quick. Tilt long 63% in the Nasdaq, 62% short in gold. For Dakota's trade, average price 33.48. Interesting. 60% is not too much, too heavy of a tilt. Usually when it starts getting in the 70s and the 80s, we'll see something interesting happen.
Okay. Martingale to the world ends. Were you still looking at a trade in crude?
Yeah, but it never got back to my entry to where I wanted to take it.
Yeah. Well, my stop loss might be the best entry here on gold, as the chat pointed out when I was getting in. So I need to go put these frozen peas back in the freezer. I was using it so I don't my swollen lip doesn't look too bad on air. So
yeah, man. Who'd you get in a fight with?
Competitive sparring today. I showed the chat. I don't know if you've seen it. I had I was bleeding pretty bad on my lip. Nice. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah.
Oh wow.
And then some body shots got through, right? So you can see the mark.
Sheesh. Yeah.
You know.
Hey.
Hey. Not like the rest of the pussies online that talk shit, but run away. I'm actually
all right. This is officially slow markets.
I'll be back. I'm gonna put these away. Hold it down for.
All right.
Mute.
So
put me in timeout.
All right. So what I was looking at in this crude oil trade, and shout out to Greg who called it out. We had this high volume spike here. The close below this is kind of this is exhaustion. We were pushing up so far in the session. Unfortunately, I didn't get the short here, but if anyone is in it, I'd be targeting the kind of first half an hour range, right, where Globex opened up. So maybe about another 10 or so ticks to the downside. Doom says I almost got muted. Yeah, Dakota's he's on one. Took some punches. He forgot where he was. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Chat, what are you guys in right now? Anybody in a trade? Can you talk about how you look at adding to a position? Yeah, that's a good question. All right, it would kind of help if I was in a position. So let's see. Actually here. All right, let's say I'm thinking in terms of units, right? So let's say I'll do this in micro crude. Let's say I'm okay. Right now, I feel like I missed my crude entry, right? My crude entry should have been at 66.89, but I want to be in this trade because I think there's more room down. So I'm okay with max allocation of 10 micros in this position. So just for me to get into this position, I'm going to put in 2, right? So I'm going to establish my risk. My risk is going to go above these highs. So I'm risking about $50 so far with these 2 lots. Now, what I'm thinking is if I want to add to this position, and we kind of see Dolby do this, right, where he kind of just puts orders out there on the books. If I want to add to this, I have to think about, if I add to a full position, what's the max risk up here going to be? And if I add to the full 10, I'd probably be risking about $300 here, which is great. All right. So I'm in this trade, nothing for me to do right here. If we get a pull up, which we just did, maybe I'll put some more sells here. And I'm not saying that this trade will work out, but let's see. Maybe I'll put some more sells up here. Come on, fill the position. Hello. All right. Like Andre said, oh, okay, there you go. So now I'm in that position. My risk is still reasonable, right? I'm risking about $88. And I'm okay adding into this position up to the high of this candle right here. Once we start trading above this, I don't really want to add because it looks like we're going to potentially get stopped out, right? So I'll put maybe put another one here. Actually, I just marked it in. All right. So now I'm risking about $122 on this trade. Now, this is me feeling like I may have missed an entry, and I would have taken the original position with a mini, but because I was late to the entry, I'm going to scale down first and not put so much risk up front. If this trade starts to work in my favor, the first thing I think about if I'm adding to a trade is how much room do I think is still available to the downside, right? If I think there's only 10 ticks left in this trade, there's no point in me adding to it because, I'm trying to squeeze out 10 ticks out of the market. But if I think it has the potential to sell all the way down to 66, then I have to do that same assessment, right? If I add, how much risk am I adding to this trade? And if I add down here and I'm already short, the one thing I'm conscious of is turning a winning trade into a loser by adding to it, right? I think a good way to think about it is if you're adding to a trade because you could make more money, that's not a good enough reason to add. Because we neglect the fact that you could also lose more money with a bigger position size, right? So if you're adding because you would, like Dakota said, right, with that gold trade, if I wasn't already in a position, I would be buying here. That's a good enough reason. That's a good enough reason to add.
I like how Dobie does it when he's range trading, where he'll add in a zone and it's planned out prior, right? Not just,
Yep.
Oh, I'm losing, so I'm going to add more, And I'm watching my gold trade and it's not doing so well, but it's so tempting to add down here. We're testing the bottom of that wick. And yes, it is very tempting to add. And sometimes if you do get a bounce when you wanted to add, then that's going to create that bad habit of, last time we got a bounce, so I'm going to add. So I'm still in it. I'm down 270 right now. We're hanging around 44, 45. So still in it. Nick says, Dobie, correct. Pre-planned ad. Yes. It's about why you're adding, how you're adding, and what your intentions are. And then your size, right?
And Cato thinks we both suck. Cato, I said I was going to add up to here, right? So yes, this position is red right now. Could crude oil just rally? It could. Is it going to cost me a lot?
He doesn't.
You might just be commenting just to comment, just to feel good, but like
he doesn't watch slow markets a lot.
Yeah, react less to red on the screen. Mm-hmm. It tells me a lot about how you react to your own losing trades. Going to be honest.
Yeah, you pull up all the chat history and it's just not that great. So
yeah, just
come on.
So it's okay, guys.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to not be okay. How do you ID a stop run versus buys? What do you mean stop run versus buys? Stop run versus buys. I guess how we react. I think maybe that's how we react. It's like, are we breaking support or resistance and are we having follow through? Or are we just having, like today during the New York session? That's a good example today during the New York session. Is here on the NASDAQ. Let me switch it back over to my charts. Over here in the NASDAQ, during Power Hour, me, Dobie, and Mandy, where I got in short here at these 70s, and I was looking for this to hold. I was looking for this as to be major resistance, and I had my stop loss at like 110. Oh, where's 110? Like right here. And that allowed it for this type of wiggle room. I ended up closing it out early anyway, but this could definitely be classified as a stop run. We ran, we broke the highs of the New York session, and then we just completely reversed right back into it. So I would classify what happened today during power hour in the New York session a stop loss run and reversal back into this. But I think that's what they're referring to. The opposite would be like a breakout. So we could even say, if we want to look at this, right? So if you're looking for this resistance to hold, and we got to these 50s, and then we break out, and then we try to reject, but then it holds again, and then it continues, then that might not be that run. So it's hard to identify if you can get good at identifying. Then now remember, it's not going to happen 100% of the time, but if you could get good at identifying it, then you could build a decent strategy around it. Like look at gold. Stop loss was there for a reason. We are trying to get bids. We're still chilling here at these 46s. And we came down. We almost ticked the bottom of this wick by like just barely got to 40. What we got to what is it? 43.4. And we just bought it right. I would love to, with the power of hindsight, added, right? Added, but you never know,
more.
right?
You never know.
You never know. So far, nothing's really changed in this trade. I had my stop loss down there for a reason. I called out my mistake as soon as I entered. I was like, dang, I should have just waited. I should have been more patient, and my entry would have been these 46s. And that would have saved me $3. That would have saved me like 20 ticks. But I didn't, so I unfortunately got in at 49s instead of 46s. But so far, here we are. It's a slow market trade. The risk is there, and I'm willing to take it. And that's the beautiful thing about trading is the market, from where you enter, it could come all the way down, almost tick you out, and go all the way back up. It could go all the way up, almost hit your take profit, and go back all the way down, and everywhere in between. But the trade is not a winner or a loser until you close it. That's your take profit or stop loss. Is one thing why I love slow markets. I can do my analysis on the higher time frame. I place it. I go to bed, and you just let it play out. When the hot dog slow markets. For Halloween, I'll be the hot dog. Yeah, that's Nick for a tick. 5 to 7 points. 5 to 7 points. Yeah, look at this. Look, so is this not a perfect example? It's like I posted this, and it's just going to play out perfectly for a reason. That's exactly what is happening. I bought up here. Yeah, this is. I predicted this trade. Let's go. Come on, gold. Oh, man. I cannot tell you how many times a trade's done this to me. As soon as you get in, it goes straight to drawdown. Has a chart pattern layout. I bet you if we turn this into a line chart, we could get it to look like that. Look exactly like that. Let's see. Yeah, it looked pretty close. Anything else you're looking at, Jay?
Nope. I'm in 8 micro short crude oil. This is the trade that I said I wanted to take. I will get up to 10. I'm going to add the other 2 if the market goes in my favor, where that original order would have been. That kind of brings my average right to where I would have been in originally, and we go from there.
Simple, straightforward.
Yep. It's either going to work. It's either going to win or it's going to lose.
That's usually how it works, right?
Yep.
And then it's hard to, if you put it like that, it's hard to say, how can someone stress out over a trade when you already know the result? It's going to be either a winner or loser somewhere like that. That's it. Like you accept the risk, and the only answer is just you're trading too big of size. If you can't just accept the risk and say, yeah, if we lose, that's how it is. Everybody in the chat knows, or at least should know for a fact, that trading is not 100%. And if you understand that, you place a trade when you have a stop loss. Why do people get upset when you take that loss?
Because the loss cost more than you were willing to pay.
Exactly, Jay. Exactly. That's the answer.
It's the only reason to get upset. Loss cost more than I was willing to pay. So which means you weren't really willing to pay it.
Exactly. That's as good as it gets. I have nothing. That was it. That was the answer.
65% long tilt in crude oil. Chat, anyone long crude right now? 66.84 average price. See, I might get my final position there. Short 10, and my average is 66.87. We are looking for about 25 ticks on this trade. There is some size up at 67s. That is, I'm hoping, putting a cap on this market and see if we sell off.
Ooh, okay. Gold's going back down, and we're just chopping at 46, 45.5, 46. We're hanging out in these. Maybe what I would like to see is reverse head and shoulders here in gold on this smaller time frame. That would be pretty nice. Oh, I don't have my charts. There it is. What I'd like to see is if these 45s to 46s hold again, right? This is a 100-tick chart. This is zoomed in. I would like to see this reverse head and shoulders, and then the break of the neckline would be like maybe 48. That would give me some confidence. I might even consider adding if we break above 48. Then I'll add once it starts, showing that it might look a lot more bullish than when I got in. Then I could build a position. I could tighten up my stop loss up to like 42. So I wouldn't be risking anything more or less. I would just be having a bigger size. Let's see if this nice little pattern will play out.
Where's my stop on this crude oil trade? So right now my stop is at 67.09, kind of above these highs. Probably should give it a little bit more room here just to go above those wicks, but it's at 67.09. That is about 1 ATR on the 30-minute chart. Coach Paul's suggestion is 2. But if we break above these highs, I actually don't want to be in this trade anymore because I think crude does have the potential to just kind of get crazy, start to rally.
Someone says, "Can we get an all-night lockout button?" We have it. Do you want to show them, Jay? You're on that. You're on your combine.
Yeah.
Lockout for any
right
period
here.
of time.
Manual lockout. So if you click this button, it pops up and it gives you some options to lock your account. You can do all day, lock me out all day. It's going to close you out of any positions and lock you out. Or you can do custom and choose a time. Let's say I don't want to trade until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Just change that to 8 a.m. It'll tell you how much time you're locked out, and just hit yes, lock me out.
Nice. A lot of people don't know that. It's very useful. It's very useful.
Very useful.
Sometimes I wish I use it where I could just like, man, even though I'm going to be on slow markets, I don't want to trade it. Or it's like, maybe the first 30 minutes of fast markets, just wait. Even though it's so tempting, it's very tempting. Especially when you're sitting in front of the charts watching these markets move up and down, and you see opportunities. If we have a habit of just looking for opportunities whenever we're staring at these charts.
Micro Bitcoin looking like a decent short here.
Someone's saying that crude oil trade is looking good.
Looking all right. As soon as we get green, we'll look good. Okay. For Cato. I need a little bit of green plus. As long as I cover my commissions for Cato, then I don't suck.
You're gonna pay for your vacation to Jamaica.
Yeah, right.
Trading for a living? Come on, you did. You made $1,000. What, Monday, Tuesday?
Yeah, I might get a Jamaica magnet with these profits. Could put that on my fridge. Let's see if this micro Bitcoin trade actually. I know somebody said they were in it. Doesn't look bad here. Shorting Bitcoin right now in the moment that we're in, market that just kind of continues to rally. But it looks decent for this day time frame, right? For a day trade, looks like a pretty good short. 30-minute opening range. VWAP left that range pretty aggressively. What I would be looking at is this 200 moving average on the 30-minute chart, which if we zoom out has been support since we broke out. That is down at 118,860. But nice trade if you're short.
They should add the lockout to the. I'd probably accidentally click it if they add a lockout button to the over there. I have a habit of accidentally clicking things sometimes.
Yeah.
Doomlord, welcome to Slow Markets. Slow Markets. That's why I run it for an hour and a half. And you guys see everything. A lot of times so when I trade by myself, it's usually 30 minutes to an hour. I would have Netflix up, I would place my trade, and then that's it. Like, you see how fast it takes me to do my analysis. It's doesn't take very long, and it's higher time frame, so you only get a candlestick every hour on the hourly chart, right? And then you make your decision, and then maybe you check it a couple more times before you go to bed, see if you need to adjust anything, and then I turn my charts off and I go to bed. And then I wake up, and then I don't have to sit there and watch it and be like, oh, it's going so close to my stop loss. Okay, we were right back to these 46s. And it's like, oh, we're going so close to my stop loss again, and then right back up. And then you just sit here and stare, and like 4 hours later, we've went nowhere. And then your mental capital is just gone for no reason. So I'm a firm believer of you place a trade, you have a take profit, a stop loss, and you just let it play out for this style of trading.
Here's a question. Do you trade on news events like jobless claims on Thursday or CPI FOMC? I'll trade on those days. I usually don't want to be holding a position into a print unless I'm well in the profit. But there's a ton of great opportunity after, you let the dust settle a little bit. There's a ton of great opportunity after those numbers.
Michael Burr, I'll have to gain like 100 pounds. I'm not, yeah, that's... Yeah, we're trying to go nowhere in this gold.
Where are we at right now?
Yeah,
crude's not going anywhere either.
We're already an hour in. Let me get some music going.
Can you trade news with Topstep? You definitely can. Most people you hear are going to advise against it, but if you manage your risk, we're all adults. You definitely can.
Yep, and you could also add to positions. You could scale in. You could
We
scale
might
out.
not all be adults. I sent that link in Discord to you, Dakota, and Andrew. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, hold up. I gotta.
I think some people might be in here with their using their parents' credit card to buy some Topstep accounts.
I don't get this.
So we can see everyone's account, right? Everyone's YouTube account. Don't use somebody else's card to buy accounts. Don't do that. That is against the rules. You could get blocked for doing that, and no longer trade with Topstep. So do not do that.
That's that. Oh, that sent me, dude. That's.
You never know who you're talking to in the chat. So what's really funny about this, and we talked about this a little bit when we went to the when we did the trader meetup, right? Where we feel like we know a lot of you in the chat, right? Where you same people here all the time. We appreciate you guys showing up every day, but the one thing we don't have is faces, right? We can't unless you put your face in your profile picture. We don't know who is who. So a lot of times you don't know who you're talking to in the chat until you either look at their profile or they introduce themselves to you in person. It's like, oh, I'm so and so in the chat. But every once in a while, I click on a profile just to see who we're talking to in the chat, because we can see that, and it's sometimes it makes for some good laughs.
Great work, Kato.
Powell could be in the chat.
Oh man, I've had to bite my tongue on this one. Yeah, gold's still not going anywhere. Hanging out at these 46 still. Nope, Aaron. Nope. Nope. Sometimes you just gotta just shut up. Sometimes I just gotta shut up. Dakota, how is your trade doing? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's doing nothing for an hour. I still like that we're holding these 46s. It's looking more positive than negative, even though it's in the red. I like that we're holding this and this pattern so far. We dip down to those 43s, 44s. If we do start to break through these 48s, I think it really could be what I posted, where I entered here, and then this is where we start cheering if it goes up, gets back up to in the green, right? Do y'all use heat maps? I don't personally.
No, I don't. To me, it just looks a little too noisy. I can see how they're valuable though. It's the same way I look at a DOM, right? I just look at depth of market and see where the orders are. Heat map's the same thing. It's just a different way to look at it. Sometimes they're like resource intensive, right? They use a lot of CPU to like run bookmap on a bunch of different charts or something like that.
Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on. I'm putting this up there for good luck. We got it.
Can you alt-I that for my crude oil trade?
Alt-I? See, I wonder if I have this picture saved. Where's the screenshot? So...
Crude's not going up, so that's good.
There we go.
But it's really not going anywhere. This micro Bitcoin trade, who's in this? This trade is pretty good.
We'll have this here for good luck or something.
There we go.
We gotta keep this on the side. That's the game plan for gold.
Just put it over your entry, so you can only see when the market trades above it. You don't need to know what happens in between.
No, yeah, no one cares what happens in between. Yeah, so you're just saying like this. So where
Yep,
it's like
exactly. So like nothing below this matters unless I get stopped out.
Yep. Set up, have alerts. Yeah, I'm excited to get alerts on Topstep X.
Yeah, on the way, not here yet. But I think the team has heard the request a ton of times. But they will be here soon. Can't give a timeline on it. Unfortunately, we don't build it. You don't want me to build it because you'll never get alerts. But
you'll get alerts, but I don't know what they'll be for.
Right. Yeah.
And you're still in the crude. Gold's going back down to 44s. Oh. 30 minutes left. 30 minutes left, and I might just get out of this gold trade before we end slow markets. I'm not liking it at all now that we're not holding those 46s.
You might just cut it early. I mean, yeah, if you're not feeling it, right? If it's not doing what you expected it to do. Do you ever time stop your trades? Hey, Kato, we're green. Kato, hopefully you're not taking the trades just because I said I was taking them. Nothing we do here is financial advice, but that trade is officially green. I could close it right now and not be a loser. But we're going to let it play out.
Not financial advice. There's the Topstep risk disclosure in the YouTube chat. And then let's get some hashtag slow markets. Let's get some hashtag slow markets in there. Got a couple of them. 2 good ones I shared already. And then if you pay pretty close attention, there might be a little Easter egg in there.
Interesting.
Yeah. Click on that profile. There might be an interesting Easter egg pinned. Hashtag slow markets, Chris. This gold is so slow tonight.
Yeah, it is.
Do you have a game plan going in for tomorrow? You're going to be traveling. Are you
Yeah,
going to look at the markets at all when you travel?
I do not plan on opening a chart until Monday for the opening call when I'm back. I plan on keeping them closed.
Okay.
Yeah. Do not plan on opening a chart. Say it again.
Is that hard for you to do?
Well, I'm not bringing a laptop with me, so I'll only be able to open it up on my phone. I could delete the app, right? It's like, hey, if you're well, it was like the thing in COVID. It was just like, or after COVID, it was like, hey, if you're red, just delete the app, and don't look at it. Yeah, just delete the app. So yeah, I'm gonna try not to look. Okay. It's really only 2 days, so I'm out Thursday, Friday, wedding Saturday. So it shouldn't be too hard, but I just want to enjoy some time, not thinking about markets, not trading it, and they should be here Monday. If the markets are not here when I get back on Monday, something way bigger happened. And
well, we have bigger problems if the markets are here when you get back.
Right.
Correct. See, gold back down to 44, testing the lows. This isn't looking too good. No bueno. And we've been here before.
Hold the line. We've been here before. We've done this before.
We've been here before. We were down here before once. Your crude trade's looking good?
Looking all right. 66.80. And again, you guys saw how I entered that trade. I didn't get the initial 90s that I was looking for. So I went micros and built up to that mini. And my average is where it should have been, right? I could have taken the trade here with a mini at this low and had to deal with pretty much the max drawdown that I'm willing to take on this trade would have been this little pull up here, right? But slowly building into that position. Now, if it would have just started to sell off without me, then I take that chance. But I want to be in the trade. I want some exposure to it, but I don't want to put all the risk up front because this pull up would have been my full risk on this trade. Andrew says it isn't a vacation if you can't come back with some stories to tell. Depends on the story. We might have to reserve them for slow markets story time.
Slow market stories time.
Kids watch during the day. Kids are home for school for the summer, so.
Kids watching even in slow markets. I gotta watch what I say. I need to do better at watching what I say.
I'm sure it's nothing they haven't heard in school.
Okay, here's one. Here's hashtag slow markets. Like this one. Yama. Slow markets with the GOAT and Coach J. Trading combine my look. Looks like you are trading the NASDAQ. Can't really tell too much by that, but nice. Love to see it. Newbie, so learning and getting questions answered in real time is great. Thanks for showing us with us. Thank you.
I don't think you showed that, Dakota. I think you were sharing my charts.
Oh, I was reading it.
You're reading it. Okay.
I'll share it again in a second. You know what? No, I'm not gonna show it. I'm gonna tag it in my profile. So there you go.
There you go. Here we go. How's that trade looking? Still in it? Yep, still holding. Still holding 45s.
Yeah, we've been here before. we're getting back into 46s now. Richard tried to warn me of something. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see.
Crude needs to find some sellers below these 80s. Keep stopping here. And this is technically, I think that's where VWAP is. Yep. I'm kind of just sitting on VWAP in crude here. Second test of it, I do like that. Again, we popped up to those 67s. There's some orders up there that did not get filled. We didn't trade. Actually, let's see what the minis did. The minis did not trade 67s either. So yeah, that looks good for this trade for now.
Come on, gold. We got this. Here we go. We're going for this.
Where's your entry? 49?
49.3. It really is that picture, man.
You could have traded around this position so many times.
We could have, yeah. Now we can start saying this is a double bottom.
Yeah,
He's going for a reverse head and shoulders. Now we're going for a double bottom. This one's looking sexy though. Let's go. This is gonna be it. This is it. We bought there. Let's go. Richard Harris tried to warn me. We got it. We got it.
Dakota, did you set up your your trading Instagram yet?
No. No.
I got the
my
name.
hands
I
full
didn't
with
put anything on there.
Twitter so far. It'll
Yeah.
take me a moment. It'll take me
Yeah.
a little bit to get my my what do they call it? My Insta.
Who had that question? BC442 asked, what are we thinking about crude oil? It's holding VWAP as a support, right? Technically, this is a long signal in crude. What I'm looking for in this trade is for this long signal to fail. The original long signal was we had this 30-minute opening range, VWAP left to the upside, buy it. But that test of VWAP and rejection at 67s, I'm looking for these buyers to now give up these positions because the market's not moving in their favor. But if we don't see some selling kind of right here, right now, this trade either just chops around or we bounce. Brad says, explain to Dakota you never doubt the J trade. Yeah, I didn't see, what time frame are we looking at on that trade? Oh, in gold, Dakota, they're saying that this reversal here is setting up. Yeah, we close above 48s. Moon juice.
Some moon juice. There we go. There we go. Let's go. Someone says, what trade am I in? Right there. We bought here, and this is the path of the market. The path of the market. Dakota NQ looks like a flush, but in reality, it's a small move outsized in slow markets. Slow markets is slow. I named it slow markets for a reason. Sometimes we do get volatility, but most of the time it is slow, very similar to like tonight. That's why I love higher time frames, like an hourly. Well, I look at the daily, then the hourly, and then zooming in is a 5-minute chart. And yeah, of course, this year we've seen more volatility in slow markets than normal due to the tariffs, due to the headlines that's been coming out overnight. And yeah, this is my jam. This is kind of the way I like these markets. Slow, calm, You have time to think through decisions, even though I should have taken the time to think through this gold long, and I would be right around break even instead of down 27 ticks. But yeah, so far so good. Gold's done me proud. We've held these 44s and 45s and 43s. We've been everywhere the past hour and a half here in gold. I mean, since I've entered, we went down and then sideways. What does it look like on a higher time frame? Is this a nice 1 hour pin? Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
Are you seeing anything in the NASDAQ, Dakota? We got a couple of traders in the chat asking about the NASDAQ. I kind of see range, but what about you? You seeing anything here?
Nothing. I think I talked about this earlier. If we do break through these 20s, I think we just go back down to those 970s, 960s. That 23,000 is a magnet. 23,000 is a magnet in NASDAQ.
So what I'm seeing here is, if you could switch over to my charts real quick, we are testing the high of the initial reaction to the Powell getting fired news, right? 23.30 is right at that high. So far for the session, this range I have here is the first 30 minutes of the session. VWAP is still in that range, and we're bouncing off of a demand level. If we start to see some acceptance in these prices, then yeah, we rotate back down to 23s, 23K like Dakota was talking about. But I just don't see a lot of, in my vision, right? I don't see a lot of momentum either way. Doesn't mean it couldn't sell off, but it's just in this time frame, it doesn't look like it's going to go anywhere until it does, right? Until we get NVIDIA is allowed to sell GPUs in China candle and get 150 points in a couple minutes.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. And that happened during slow markets. Not every slow markets is slow. Look at this gold trade. This is just hilarious.
It's almost there.
It's almost there. Let's go.
Close above these 48.30s here. I'm looking at a 3-minute chart. Close above this high here. This looks pretty good. Next one is VWAP, which is kind of right above this at 49.80. Kind of right where your entry is, but it looks all right.
Let's go. When you hit green, Dakota, are you going to communal? Yeah, we can say it. Yeah. If someone asks you to do that, I doubt you could do it this well. Picture perfect. Picture perfect. And I posted this like an hour before slow markets. Let's go. Let's go. Richard Harris told us. Let's get this. We're almost there. We're almost there. A whole hour, and we're almost there. Crude not moving. I got into gold long about 45 minutes ago, and I thought I long soybeans.
JD in the chat says platinum is moving.
Oh, almost green. Green on the screen. In profit. In profit. In profit. Beautiful trade. Beautiful trade. Never a doubt. Never a doubt.
Doubt. Who would doubt?
Who doubts? DBA Concepts. Let's go.
Is that close above those 48.30s?
Yeah, we're at 49. We're 49.5, 49.3. We're in the green.
So the problem with that let's go chart is it looks like it's going to turn right at that high.
It does.
Whoever drew that should have drew it like a straight line up and to the right.
Uh-huh. I should have just closed it out. That was my chance. That was my chance. I should have just closed it out and said profitable trade.
Yeah.
100% win rate tonight.
They didn't put the VWAP resistance on that in that picture. But let's see if we close above VWAP here. Looks good.
Well, this picture was right, man. It's turning around. It went exactly as planned.
Tell us the end of the story.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't give us what happens next. I should have just closed it. We got 10 minutes left.
Crude oil. I could close here for a couple ticks. But I think I'm just gonna leave this on. It's a 1-to-1 trade. I like that we're holding below VWAP. Tilt is 60% long, so I'm fading all those losers.
Jay, okay.
It was a joke.
Come out firing right there.
They're definitely not watching slow markets. It's all the other people.
It's all the other, yeah. Of course, the ones in slow markets, they're all green.
Just having some fun, Dolby.
We are. It's Wednesday, man. It's Wednesday. Sounds fun. Green on the screen again.
There you go.
It's Wednesday.
Hey, there we go.
Only Wednesday.
Let's get some more selling here in crude. So below VWAP, VWAP now it was acting as a support. It is now acting as a resistance. Do like that. The way I'm thinking about this trade is at this point I'm about halfway to my profit target. Does this trade need to turn into a loser at this point? You know, I'm also looking at this as if this is the high of the range, and we've seen crude in this range for a while. We saw a bunch of sellers up at 67. Is there potential for this move to go, you know, lower here? If this wasn't a slow markets trade and we were actually getting some momentum, I probably would not have this profit target here, right? If I could actively manage this position and someone was asking about, you know, how do you add to winners or add to trades in general? If I think that there's potential to 66 in this crude trade, if we sell below these lows, any pull-ups, if I think there's potential, I would probably add and just scale in and out of that position. But because this is a slow market trade, I'm probably not going to overmanage this one. Just leave the target where it was. But right now I'm thinking, does this trade need to turn into a loser at any point?
Gold.
Dolby said, put me in. He's been waiting to talk shit for months. Yeah, the good thing about slow markets is just like Dakota does what he wants.
Not exactly.
Not exactly.
Not exactly. If I do what I want, it might. I'd get kicked off YouTube very fast.
Right.
Very fast.
Dolby on slow markets, I think, would be great though. Actually, because we do see a lot of ranging markets in slow markets, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Dolby, that might be a good look.
Dolby, what's your schedule like on Tuesdays?
Interesting.
He's down. Okay, let's. Danielle, if you're listening, can we get Dobie on for Tuesdays? Let's.
Wednesday through Friday better than Tuesday.
Well, I'm giving you Tuesday. I got Jay on Mondays and Wednesdays. Nobody on for Tuesday. It's Intimate Tuesdays with Dakota, and
could we do a 3-man weave on Wednesdays?
We could do a 3-man weave on Wednesdays
if that works for Dolby.
Chat, let's vote for it. Let's have chat vote for it. Let's go through. Let's see if we could get the likes, and if we could, the gold's not getting above where I had the green on the screen. Okay, that's Netflix and chill time for Dobie.
Yeah, let's do it on Wednesdays.
Let's see. Let's just leave it. Let's go. There you go, chat. Yes or no? I'm voting no. No, I'll vote yes. I had a blast with Dobie. Good thing there's no camera crew following us around, Dobie. When we were together at the club. Dobie's an amazing wingman, by the way.
Man, is he ever?
Like 10 out of 10, Dobie's wingman skills.
It's just his energy. It's just that Dobie energy. He's
yeah,
very personable. Snapchat verified says thoughts on full porting longs on news tomorrow. Sounds like a terrible idea. I wouldn't do that.
No full ports here. Let's get through these 50s. Trades with Jess. I know, huh? Man, that was a banger last night on slow markets.
Yeah, this trade is looking good, Dakota. What is your upside target? Do you have one, or?
Well, judging by this picture, it looks like it's about here. No, on a realistic, realistic perspective, it's 58s. But I'm gonna.
Okay.
We're coming out to the end of slow markets. I'm gonna cut this one a little bit short. Richard Harris, if you're in chat, chalk one up for me.
It's a winner. Green on the screen.
Green on the screen. Let's get through these 50s. Let's get some momentum follow through in these 50s. Let's go.
What are we trying to do here?
Let's go. You get these off there. Makes it look.
Here we go. Looking good. Closed above VWAP there finally on a 3-minute.
Yeah.
I know you look at a 5. 5's getting ready to close above as well.
Yeah. Let's go. The ads down there in those 43s would have been fire, but hey, this is a steak dinner right now. This is a steak dinner. We're at 69. We're at 63, 67, 57. That was worth the hour. I mean, how much do you make per hour at a normal job?
Yeah. And the other metals are moving pretty nice right now. Silver's rallying, platinum's rallying. Maybe gold follows. Platinum, our number 2 percentage mover, right? Actually, number 1 because Cattle's closed. JD, nice call on platinum. Hope you're in that trade.
Told you, rocket fuel. Let's come to a conclusion. We have 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. Let's get a final momentum burst to the long side. I'll close a couple out.
Aaron says it only took 2 hours.
Hour and a half. All right.
Yeah, this crude oil trade I might just take here as well. Call it a winner. Who's on TV tomorrow? Dakota, you're on Fast Markets tomorrow?
I believe so. Tomorrow's Thursday. I got Baron. I'm also doing at the buzzer.
Dakota is doing at the buzzer. I appreciate that, man.
Of course.
Dakota and Coach Paul.
Me and Baron. Gotta talk some. I'm trying to up my crap talking game. Okay, I got to get up there with Baron.
I mean, just keep making bets with him. I think
I've won every bet
right?
almost. When it comes to anything other than $5. But yeah, I'm on with Baron for the reversal challenge on Friday.
Nice. All right, so here's a schedule for tomorrow. I'll run through it real quick. We got Aaron doing the London Open, Deanna with the Euro trade. Opening call is going to be JD, Hoag, Coach Vince. Fast Markets, Andre, Jack, Hoag, Dakota, Baron, maybe MP. Morning recap with Hoag, of course. Trade with Topstep, Gabe, Creed, who filled out a casting call, took out a couple payouts, and Dolby. Lunchbox trading, we got Gabe, Anne Marie, Deanna. Then we had the Topstep X API session with Andre. Tyler Belts, who's in a live funded account, took out $138,000 in payouts. Chris C, who's Tyler's friend. Sounds like a good friend to have. And Coach Robert. And then Power Hour, we got Andre, Mo, Dolby, Coach Dakota, and Coach Paul for At the Buzzer. And then Dakota and Baron back for Slow Markets. That API session might be a good one. I shouldn't even say might be. That's going to be 138K in payouts. I talked to Coach Robert a little bit because he's spoken to Tyler and he's built some pretty cool stuff. So whether you're a coder or not, Tyler's going to tell you about his experience. You may not have to have as much experience as you think you need. I think that's going to be a great session. So definitely watch that one. Dolby, did you book that one? I'm sure Dolby finds all the good people. He finds all the good people. Dolby books everything. How's that trade looking, Dakota?
Just like I drew it out.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I'm going to this again. This crude trade does not need to be a loser. Let's we'll go pay ourselves for our work a little bit. If we get back above VWAP, I'll get out.
Bob Prosper trading. Yeah, we're coming up to the end. We are at the end, Jay. So if you want to hop off, I'm gonna look to close out here at like 51s, maybe 52s, and go buy some groceries with this.
Nice. Sounds good, man. Well, I'm gonna go finish packing. Good trading with you all. Have a great rest of your week. Don't do anything crazy. Don't full port news. And stay tuned to Topstep TV. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Tell your friends and family to subscribe as well. Tell your enemies too.
Yeah, why not?
We welcome the views. But I'll talk to everyone soon. Maybe I'll be in the chat from the flight, but I'm going to try to keep the markets closed for a couple of days. But thanks, everyone. Dakota, you have a great night, man.
Good night, everybody. Good night, Jay. Wow, I'm still gonna chill here.
You're hanging out, right?
Yeah, I'm hanging out.
All right. Later, man.
Later.
Bye.
Bye. Adios. it's just us. And what did the poll come into? The poll came into yes. So Dobie, we are gonna get Dobie on. We got to get Dobie on. Oh, I guess when Jay left, his charts did too. There we go. Yeah, Dobie. Fine. I guess you'll just have to come on air. Where's my out? I'm looking for 51, 52 to, like, my original trade setup, which is still valid. This is still valid. Nice 1-to-1 up here in these upper 50s, 57, 58. Like, that's still a valid trade, but I'm fine. I'm just gonna get a nice little green winner and call it good for tonight. No, I'm not gonna mess with Dobie's Netflix and chill. It's gonna be on Wednesday. I'm staying for a little bit. Like I said, this next few weeks, I'm Tuesdays and Thursdays. It ends a little bit early, and so I'm okay staying a little bit on a Wednesday, especially since we're in this gold trade. In this live account, I've had this live account open for over a year now. Trader mask, not really. Dobie picks the music. We'll see. I'm the dedicated DJ, okay? Is there a time limit you could be on, Dakota? All night long. Aaron Trades comes in for the London Open. Should have just played trade. I should have closed this one out. Should have just closed it out. Would it help me in the 100 tick chart? I'm just looking at support resistance. I'm just watching it. Plus, it's more entertaining to watch on slow markets. This has to be non-copyright music. Non-copyright music. Oh, trust me, if I could play different music and like some there's some good music here. Come on. Some death metal? No, not death metal. Well, NQ sucks. Oh, we're in gold now. 80s pop. We're watching gold, chat. Coach J often says trade cooking a little bit. Okay. Make your own music. I can make my own music. We can play some Godsmack. I'd listen to some Godsmack. Let's see. All right, if we could get a bounce into those 51s, 52s, I'll start taking some profit. Solo Passat is triggered. Nacho es bueno. I would love to speak Spanish in this chat, but it's English only. And we might just be staring at this chart forever. This is why I like to just place the trade and leave. Oh yeah, yeah, there's a lot of Spanish speakers here in slow markets. I would love to do a Spanish slow markets one night. I can speak it a little bit. I understand it so much better than I do at speaking it. I'm horrible at speaking it. Yeah, see, look at all the Spanish speakers here. JD, no. No, JD. Let me check my accent. Accent check. Do you want car wash mask? Come on. Only good at the dental office. I know a lot of probably what I shouldn't know in Spanish. Below 47 is a crapshoot. We had our one opportunity and I think we just blew it. All right, okay. Let's settle down with the Spanish. Yeah, see, look, YouTube's letting Spanish cuss words in here for some reason, and I can't. Yeah, chat found a loophole. Dakota, if Trump is going to fire Powell and today was a test run, you getting prepped for another swing short? I don't think anything's going to happen. I don't think I'm not really worried about much when it comes to Powell being fired or this or that. I think it's just drama. I don't even know if Trump can fire him. It's just drama. It's just him saying he doesn't like what. Which that's why the Fed Reserve is. The Federal Reserve and Powell should be completely independent from any politics. Politics should not be involved with rate decisions. I am very strongly opinionated on that a rate decision should be completely independent. Yeah, it's not just one person. And it shouldn't be opinions, right? Opinions should not decide rates. Or an opinion should not. Data dependent. Data should decide it. Even though people want lower rates now, but these markets are going up. Other than gold. Other than gold. All right. Well, I thought you guys were going to see me take some profit, so we might just chop around for a little bit longer. Feel free to follow it. Follow along. You could see if this is a winner or a loser. I'm going to let this trade play out and finish it up. So, yeah, a whole lot of nothing's happening. We're right back down to these 46s. We could be here for another hour, to be honest, before we go any further than where we've already went. So I'm just going to leave it at this. Chat, I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning for fast markets. If not, I will be on at the buzzer tomorrow. And then again, slow markets. It's a busy day for me. So I will see you. And I'm going to get some rest. Take care, everybody. And I'll see you then. Bye.